Hello everyone, this is Uthris and welcome back to Medieval Engineers, where we're working on our wonderful magical floating islands in the sky. I'm still not 100% sold on the name. It's still kind of between Bridgehaven and the other one from last episode, which is funny that I forget his name now. Anyways, last episode we finished up the Commerce District for now. Sure, there's going to be stuff internally that we're going to be adding, but we're moving on to the next island in the meantime, and this is going to be the first airship dock. And so you guys can see in between episodes 1 I have added this little toll, which is of course used for so people can pay the toll to actually get into the city. And it's just a little toll booth here. They would pay, someone would man the actual arm, and it would just lift up and down. Pretty standard. And it can go back up to its resting position. It's still fairly wide, so carts and things can get through, though probably not an oversized cart by any means. So definitely want to keep your carts pretty thin. Anyways, I have also been struggling pretty hard, actually, on this thing. And this, I wanted to make a physics-enabled drawbridge. And this is essentially what I came up with. And so it pivots back at the connection point there. And it essentially hooks up just like our other bridges in the town. So it has a little bit of a lock mechanism, and it can be raised and lowered like so. And so we have a nice little bridge, and then you can lower it down. Down it goes, and it jiggles. It worked out pretty well. I didn't just want this straight stiff thing in the sky. I wanted this kind of organic shape, and that's what this provides. So if we come over here, fighting through all the lag, you can see it looks pretty nice from down here. Obviously there might be some effects that I might want to add to it, but overall I'm happy with how that turned out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start throwing in details, working on this island in general and things of that nature. So clear out that bar, and we will be working on our main storehouse for this upper area here. If I can grab the door instead of the window this time, that would be great. And of course I erased a tiled floor. This seems to be like such a common thing. It's actually a little annoying. Go. So this structure is going to have a stone kind of front to it and facade like areas, but is mainly going to be wooden. So let's go ahead and do that. You guys can see with the stone bits. And now we can add our wooden wall areas. So this is essentially just a checkpoint. Not a checkpoint. This is just another storehouse for things being shipped off the island, directly connected to the Commerce District. People that are well known and connected, or people of the actual city itself, can get things shipped from here with ease. Let's see. Oh, good. Happened to line up perfectly there. And then what I'm going to do to the front is throw a stone facade over these windows and do this angled battlement. over here. Same thing with this side. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange my bar for the umpteenth time. Just a constant thing. My first bar is, you know, usually stonework and things like that, so as much as I would like to use a different bar for that, like bar number 2 is set up for wooden buildings and some roofing. Bar number 3 is physics stuff, and then it just becomes trash as we keep going up. So okay, so that looked good. How about here? What do I want to do here? You know, it might make sense to keep this wooden. The patch today for Medieval Engineers came out, and pretty much nothing to report. It didn't really solve any lag issues I was having. It didn't really solve any creative issues. It was just basically really minor bug fixes, and not really noteworthy in any means. I mean, it's great, of course, that they're always kind of making updates and progress, but it's a patience game at this point, and it can be rather annoying to wait for news or what they're even working on or anything like that. I'm gonna grab arched roof for this. There we go. Something a little bit fancier than normal. And I can trim this down. That'd be great. In all cases. Just like that. I'm really hoping mods, of course, take off soon, but again, that's a hope that will probably never be realized. My chair is squeaky as always, and my cat is being loud, so that's something I'm sure you guys might be hearing in the background. Everyone say hi to Jasper if you hear him. Let's see. That looks okay. This whole little island doesn't really give off a fantasy feel for me yet. But maybe once we get the cranes in and stuff like that, it might. It just might be salvageable. Flip this around. We need a staircase up to the second loft floor for storage, which I think will just be in the middle here, just like that. Should be great. And let's see. Let's go ahead, throw in our windows. All right. Actually, no, this should be clear story, so people up top can see the people down below, and vice versa. This, though, needs sealed. Alright. That looks okay. And then we need these. So that the shape makes sense with the rest. It's going to be a little bit of an odd looking building, which is fine. I'm never one to build completely perfect looking things anyways, and it's sometimes fun to just start building, see where it leads, and try and make things fit together. That can be fairly enjoyable, as long as you're comfortable enough building on the fly to begin with. Otherwise, I'm sure it could be a little stressful coming up with just random builds that work. I want to grab a sloped wall here. So these can actually make sense interior-wise. Yep, and yep. And yep, there we go. Now it actually looks like the stone is fully coming through. Everything is nice and flush, which is great. And I say let's go ahead and build a small railing. Three tall is usually best, in my opinion. Alright. There's that. That looks okay. Do the same thing over here. 3, 3. And then I'm going to shorten this so we have room for 2 more posts. Just like that. Yeah, that's alright. It's alright by me. Now we throw a roof on it. Just like so. Gonna connect, I think, really different than normal, because most roofs that I build don't usually do this. There we go. That's alright. I mean, it definitely looks like storage, so it works. It definitely works, which is good. And on the inside, spacious enough. So we're already about 12 minutes into the build. I'm going to go ahead and do a skip here. Now, some of you might wonder why I'm not doing a time lapse like I did in the last Timber and Stone, and that's because I still don't think first person view time lapse is a good idea. Even the Timber and Stone one was still a little jarring, so we're just doing the normal skip in Medieval Engineers. Timber and Stone is still going to do the time lapse for the next couple episodes as a test to see how well it's received. And so far, things are looking good, but I'll have to look at the analytics over the next couple days to see if they reflect positive growth. So, I'll be back, and you guys will hopefully see a nice finished port. Alright everyone, so I went ahead and added some more details here and there to our commercial port. And I went ahead and used the cranes from Lothloria because I think they fit the space very well and they're very functional. So, you know, full rotation. Once I hook up the rope again, it's technically fully usable as well. So that's something I think looks really nice. I added some details to our drawbridge like thing, like this little awning on it. And then, of course, made the control surface down to here. So you can use that to raise and lower the drawbridge as needed, which is great. I think I'm going to raise that one up all the way. Also built some shelving and some additional just outside storage. There would be stuff up here even. This place would really be cluttered, just a whole bunch of clutter everywhere. The problem with that is just keeping the lag down at this point. It's actually already starting to rival Lothloria in terms of latency on things, so I can't sadly get into the nitty-gritty and make the whole thing look used and well traversed. So for now, we're just gonna have to settle for a detail such as this. I also finished putting the second drawbridge on, and crane is basically just a mirrored object on the island. And if we come over here, you can see kind of what it looks like from a distance. It looks really good. and I actually haven't even seen it from a farther distance, so I wonder what it looks like even just from the main gate, because I think that would look pretty nice in general. Let's see. Yeah, it looks okay. From this distance, things start to get a little lost in detail. I don't even know how well that's going to translate for YouTube. So I feel like the towers shouldn't only be the tall element. So I might add a third tower, maybe back here or something, just to bring some height in another section of the island. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys like the port. If you guys have anything you want to add or change, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, dislike on what you guys, if you like, dislike the video, of course. Follow me on Twitter. You can subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. All this stuff, I build this stuff on my channel. This is what I do. So if you like it, great. If not, oh well. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Y'all have a good one.